Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? Marcus Levy, the Angry Ranter, here for the real Vlog 36 of the Angry Ranter Vlog Channel Series. So, yesterday I was taking a look at the particular vlog that I did, and I know a few of the guys who were watching it told me that it was perfectly fine, but I kind of thought it was a little low energy, and I think even YouTube would agree with me, because the YouTube thumbnail won't load depending on sometimes which service that you're looking at. Like, I went into the YouTube creator app to check my analytics, which I do like 8 times a day, by the way, and it won't even load a proper thumbnail. I'm like, yeah, that tells you that's probably not the greatest one that I've ever had to do. But today, out for a walk, hitting the rest of my 20,000 steps that I needed. So, like, by the time I finished all my errands and stuff today, I was at about 10,000, a little bit over 10,000, and just making sure I don't get hit. And now here I am, almost 16,000 steps. I'm gonna make sure I get more than enough, and then I'm gonna get out on the longboard a little bit later. And I know that I'm kind of walking a little bit further away from where my house is, but it'll give enough time and place for a decent vlog, because it's been a little bit since I've had one with any real length and any real content. Yesterday's philosophical piece, I think, made sense, talking about personal sanctuary. But in my head during the day, I had a different idea for what I wanted to do. So for today's, we're just gonna call this one Walk and Talk number 1, where I'm just gonna kind of use this as a little bit of a venting outlet, I suppose. So first off, beautiful. Just want to show you around where I'm at. It's quite nice, and hoping that maybe I can find a path and come out on the other side of the forest there. Be quite nice. I don't know. While I was at my grandparents', it was just because of the rain and the clouds and stuff like that, and because they kind of live in a place where I can't bus to or from. I am unfortunately, for lack of a better term, trapped. They have to come get me because I don't drive, and then I can't leave until they take me home. Otherwise, it's going to take me about 3 hours to get home. At least, you know, it's not that far of a walk, but it's still quite a walk. I know that leads towards the fields. Let's continue away from the fields. Sometimes when you're just out for a walk with no real destination in mind, you just kind of pick a trail and follow it. And what better, and I just got to watch out for those trucks there in the background. They don't come up on me. Okay, we're good. But I don't know. And for me, feeling like I'm, like, as an adult, feeling trapped, like I can't leave or back out of a particular situation because I have to rely on other people, can sometimes be problematic for me. I've never been one to enjoy relying on other people. I was that person in college and high school who hated being in group projects because I know I would do my work and then having to wait on some other wingnut to get their work done, who you know is going to wait until the last minute. Or you get these guys who you get together, we're all pumped, big energy, and then we go group meeting and you always have this one person who never shows up. Always excuses. I remember this one guy, first year college, happened to be sick every single time we had a group meeting. No word of a lie, every time. And then when you go and ask him, hey, what gives? He's like, oh, I wasn't sick. I never said that. You're lying. And would basically try to call us out like we were the, you know, wackos and the crazy ones, right? And there's a part of me that was kind of irritated by that. But literally in first year college, when we get told you can fire your group members, it's probably the best piece of advice I was ever given. by a prof at any one point in time. Having that ability to say, hey, I know I can't rely on this person, so bye-bye, and get rid of them. Just by simply telling the professor that they can't be relied on works for me. Which of the two paths should I take? Bing, boom, bing, boom, bing. I'm gonna take the left one, see where it leads. Seems to be leading and angling towards the forest, which is where we want to go. So but to bring that back around to my kind of natural example, sorry, to the example that I initially gave. I meant to say initial, not natural. Perfect. Forest. It's difficult for me to enjoy relying on other people. I like when other people want to provide something, but sometimes the things that others can provide can end up inconveniencing me or other people. And sometimes when I get really deep into my head and start thinking about some of the stuff I say, sometimes I wonder if I fully believe that or not. But truth is, I do. I believe that some people have the best of intentions, but sometimes it can come out not as beneficial. And unfortunately, in the world we live in today, until you're in a position to be able to give back to others, unfortunately, you have to rely on basically yourself to get you to where you gotta go. And so, for me, that sort of, reliance on other people becomes difficult for me. Simply because, well, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Haven't even gotten to a point yet where I kind of live my own life, let alone live in someone else's. Gorgeous back here, though. Just take a quick pan of the forest. I think it's beautiful in here. And this is just a really nice little trail walk. There's a lot of people out here with their dogs right now. Actually quite far from my house, but I know where I'm at. Getting back will be no problem at all. Just want to make sure we get through this, and this is sort of pre-mosquito time, so this is perfect. Get to walk through here and not get bit 1,000 times. Climate is changing too, and that makes it different. Because before, we used to kind of have it where it would rain like crazy in April. And then by May, you're having your week with an average temperature of plus 20 or plus 25. But now, I think that's kind of shifted a month over. Because April was still pretty frigid. And now you've got May with all the rain. And now June is where that's going to start. The trees are only just beginning to bloom, and it just kind of feels weird. Like, to me, it feels like we're still stuck in the same season that we were in not that long ago, you know? This is called Clay Wheaton softball diamond. Which means this is probably the Clay Wheaton forest. Interesting. How do I get a forest named after me? I'd like one of those. Plot of land, thank you very much. But in truth, though, gorgeous day to be out. And absolutely a perfect time to be vlogging while we do this. I want to see where I'm at stepwise. Hold on. 16,825. Not bad. For me, when it comes to the walking, my goal my goal is to hit 20,000 on any of the harder days. So of course with the Fitbit app, I set that as my daily goal. But for me, I've achieved my minimum walking goal if I hit half of that, if I hit 10,000. 10,000 on the average day. And for this year, I want to hit 20,000 twice a week minimum, and then get out on the longboard twice a week minimum. So we have come out to the other side of the park, but I'm going to continue, because there's the exit, but there's a little stretch over this way. I want to see where it leads, because if it gets us back to the road, that's pretty fantastic. I also learned this new slang word this morning, dust, which apparently means bad or inferior. So right now, it's pretty dust that there's a rock in my shoe, because it hurts. And when I'm finished the vlog, I'm going to have to get this rock out of my shoe. It's a little pebble, but as you can see by the kind of granulated ground here. But now that we've reached the edge of our forest, walk and talk number 1, I want to thank you guys for watching today's vlog. Take that, smash that like button, subscribe, and help us get up to 100 subscribers to remove that Fillmore banner. And ring that bell for notifications for new vlogs. Check out the latest episode of the Angry Ranter Show, Ghosting, on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify. Check me out on Instagram, Levy_Marcus is Twitter. Check me out there. And the Angry Ranter 2019 on Instagram. All right, peace till tomorrow.